Hello, we are here with Sonia, and she is the director and CEO of Dynamic Realty. Just wanted to touch base with you this morning because we're about to go into alert level 3.
Woohoo!
Yay! That means what for real estate? I mean, you have a bunch of real estate agents that you're working with. You are as well. So what does that mean for real estate now?
So what they've said to us as of tomorrow, we're allowed to do private viewings, so we can take buyers through properties. We're only allowed to do 1 or 2 a day. We still have to do the cautions of keeping our distance and the cleanliness and all that, and not have the owners there. But we're allowed to actually take the buyers through the properties. We are still able to do appraisals as well, but a lot of the appraisals we can do online, which is easy.
Right.
And then if we want to list a property, we can still list the property. But again, trying to do as much of it online as possible. And then it's more then about the photographer and who we get into the house. You know, we have to make sure that we're doing that within the standards from the REA and the REINZ. So, yep, we can start more promoting our properties, more getting the buyers through. The other thing is settlements. So settlements went on hold. So because people weren't able to move houses. So what it also means is now that some of the settlements that were due to happen before lockdown are able to happen now. So moving companies can move people, and people can move into their new properties, which is the biggest thing, because I think the biggest concern is that at the moment, if someone was to buy a property, when would they be able to move into it? But now they are able to move into it, which is great.
Which is great, because I know there are some, even like for rental properties, maybe they've given notice that they need to move out and they had other people moving in and that was on hold. And so now that kind of thing can go ahead, right?
Yeah,
so
same with rentals. Yep, exactly that. People can now move if they were due to move, because a couple of the buyers that we've got were in rental properties, so they weren't able to move. But even, rentals now, they can actually move houses or, view others and things like that now as well. So, yeah. So we've got a little bit of movement. We've still got to, still stay at home most of the time. We're not allowed to work in our offices. We have to work from home, do as much remotely as possible. But I think this is it's a good sign that we're moving in the right direction. For those people that were a bit worried, should we look to buy now? Should we wait? A lot of the buyers that I've been talking to are saying, no, let's do it now. The reason being, I don't actually see, personally, and this is my opinion, I don't see the market dropping. I see the market continuing. There's still a lot of demand out there. Throughout this lockdown period, I've had buyers continuously on the properties that I have listed. So if other people are wanting to list their properties, it's a good time, especially if people are buying and selling in the same market. But for first home buyers, jump in, get on the property market, because we can't predict whether it's going to go up or down, but demand we know is high at the moment, and people want to get in and settle in case anything down the future happens. So
that's similar to what we're seeing as well. We've been pre-approving people still throughout even alert level 4, because there's quite a lot of people that say, hey, look, this is a temporary situation, and so I want to be ready for when things open up more. So we didn't really anticipate in level 3 that people could move around, which means now there are actually settlements that we had on hold that are going through, and like you said, people are able to move, and so those people who are prepared are ready to go. So I agree with you. There's lots of other people saying as well, like, there's lots of activity, get in there, because the people who are holding back, they are going to miss an opportunity to kind of get in there as soon as possible.
Yeah, because like the buyers will be there. They'll be competing to get into properties at the moment, mainly because a lot of the buyers, a couple that I've been talking to, are in temporary accommodation, like motels. They need to get out of the flat they're in. And because of the time frame, their period's been extended. So some of them are in a hurry to get out. So that will help with demand and prices and that. And we're still, marketing the same way, and to get the best for the owners, really. So I think any owners that are looking to sell right now need to, jump on the bandwagon as well, because there's definitely the buyers that are there. I think we'll also see a lot of people downsizing. You know, that with everything that's happened with job losses or job cuts and stuff like that, there'll be a lot of people wanting to downsize, which means that there'll be more properties out there for a lot of the buyers, especially the first home buyers trying to get onto that property market.
Yeah, so I don't want to catch you out with this question, so but I just was wondering if you knew anything about, because there's been some questions about Airbnb properties coming on the market, flooding the rental market and stuff like that. Have you had any experience of that? People wanting to sell their Airbnb or...
Yep, I've sold Airbnbs, and there's lots still on the market at the moment. What I do know is that here in Christchurch, that a lot of the Airbnbs that were set up to be Airbnbs, with travel cuts and things like that, it hasn't been successful. So a lot of them are going to have to rent their homes out as either a standard rent or have to sell it, because if they bought it in the market thinking that they were going to get so much rent for it, then that stopped or slowed down, because it'll be a while before, you know, people are allowed back in the country and things like that, people traveling. So we'll see, I think, a lot more of the Airbnbs, or even though they're family homes, a lot of them, we'll see a lot more of them on the market, I believe. Because it has slowed down. I'm not sure in other parts of the country, but I know in Christchurch that I have a lot of vendors that have Airbnbs, and they've been empty throughout this time.
Yeah, as far as I can see, from all of the data and information that I'm finding, is that it's obviously, if you think of where the tourist hubs are, like Queenstown and you know, those are the areas that are going to have a lot more rental properties, longer term rental properties coming into the market, whereas some other areas are going to have less. So it all depends. So it's a slightly different environment. However, there's still lots of opportunity. I think that's kind of the theme of the time, you know, so don't hesitate.
Lots of opportunity, and I'm like really optimistic that it is still a good market. Like, when's the best time to buy? When's the best time to sell? It's really when the person's ready. It's not and depending on what price you want, it's the process of getting you the best price, with working with your agent. So I see that there'll be different, we're implementing, and I've got something coming up in probably about a month or a couple of weeks, actually, that with doing with online and working more online. So I think we'll see a lot more of that, and how we work, how we do things online. But, but we're still working to, I think, a good market.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I'm definitely going to put your information down at the bottom. So if anybody wants to contact you, your service area is Christchurch. Any particular?
Yeah, I service Christchurch, but also I do investment properties and have a lot of investors on my books. So if there's anybody else out there that has either commercial or residential, I have a lot of vendors and investors looking for properties all around New Zealand. So
Awesome. Well, you sound like a one-stop shop, no matter which area you're
exactly.
If you're looking for a first home buyer, or if you're looking for investment property or to upgrade, downgrade, see Sonia.
Please do.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Sonia.
Thanks,
we'll catch you another time.
Okay, thank you.